back on the road for the 9-hour drive, and on our way to Trinity Alps, old Lunor. Gonna be a long haul, but just gonna do it in short sections, and it'll feel like, you know, nothing.
Nothing. Gorgeous I-5.
Nothing at all. Just sit back with some podcasts. A beautiful day. All right, good morning. And we were just waking up on the first day of the trip. It's a pretty slow start of a morning. We woke up around 9, and it was cold as balls.
And I hauled ass back to Weaverville.
Lucas hauled back ass to Weaverville to get some more warm stuff, because it is definitely going to be way colder up there. And it's Aki! You have to consent to being filmed, Aki. I forgot to tell you about that. Alright, so basically the trip that we were trying to do was the modified version of the Highline route. We ended up starting at the Canyon Creek's trailhead. Our original plan was to go north up to Canyon Creek's lake. We'd spend the night there, and then in the morning we would go cross-country up to Kalmia Pass. And if Kalmia Pass was clear enough of snow, we could get down from the pass one of two ways, by going down over by the veritable quandary you see over here, and then down to Mirror Lake. The other way would be to cross over these rolling rock saddles, and we'd take those east, say 5-ish miles or so, and then we would eventually go over to Portuguese Camp. We'll be going counterclockwise this time, due to a little bit of snow up at the passes. We're hoping it's going to melt off by the 3rd or 4th day, hopefully. And it should be perfectly clear weather. The sky is gorgeous blue. Beaver Trail beef out. Still on the first day, and just about to lick this first pass, which was pretty mellow for the first 1,000 feet. But I think these last 500 or so have gotten insanely steep. We've only got about an hour of daylight left, so I think we will just cruise down to Alpine Lake camps. Not quite as far as we were hoping to get today, but this pass is also a hell of a lot steeper. The mileage is a little bit longer too. So this is what we're looking at. Good morning, YouTube. Just waking up on the second day of the trip, and didn't have much to show you for last night, but
Lovely night hiking.
yeah, an appropriate amount of work that needed to be done. And we did about 3,300 feet up, 2,000 feet down. So it was a rough one, and a lot of it was kind of a lot of the downhill was in the dark. The trail was actually kind of sketchy in a lot of places, so it took us a little while. And we were definitely hurting, but
A little bit of snow.
yeah, a little bit of snow in some places, and certainly feeling a lot more revitalized after that nice little nap. As you can tell, Aki's feeling it. He's feeling the burn. Woo! So I think we're going to try and have a somewhat easy day today. We're going to try and make it to past Morris Meadows, maybe towards Portuguese Camp. So it looks like the boys have found themselves in a little bit of a predicament here. We've got a bit of a crossing, probably the gnarliest crossing we've ever done.
Oh my god, I'm so spirit.
Yeah.
hitting you in the head. All right.
Take care. Some more elevation. We just passed Morris Meadows, which is where that big tree was, on our way up to Portuguese Camp. Should just be a little bit more elevation. And you can see Sawtooth Ridge poking out. Things are getting a little scenic and a little sunny. Would have made this.
Nope.
Made it to camp. It's not the exact campsite we were looking for. We actually passed our Portuguese camp by about half a mile. Had to do a little bit of backtracking to the Caribou Lake junction. So we're just downhill of that, and it's a pretty nice sight. Feels like it could be a cold one tonight, but we got plenty of firewood, plenty of food, plenty of hooch, so I think we'll be all right. We're doing a little scouting run up to Emerald Lake, and I think we're just coming up on it right now. Pretty awesome views. But looking a little snowy up on top of these ridges. I think we might be in for some backtracking tonight.
It's safe.
What about going up this thing and then crossing over that way?
Doing what?
Going up and then crossing over?
Crossing over where?
The snowfields?
That's what I was saying. It's pretty dicey because we don't have any crampons or ice axes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like, it definitely could be doable, but we wouldn't know until we got up there.
Yeah, I mean, if we like got fucked halfway up there, having to come back down.
Yeah.
I mean, we'd have time. It'd be a huge pain in the ass and pretty risky, but
It's not terrible.
Mixmaster Augie has prepared a delectable and healthful tonic of Gatorade and Everclear.
Creek water.
And yeah, just pure unfiltered creek water.
Figured the Everclear would purify it for us, right?
Once we got up to Emerald Lake, we decided to go around it cross-country over these rock fields on the south side of the lake, which was actually surprisingly fun. With our packs off, it was fun to kind of engage our whole bodies in some physical activity, and then it was fun just climbing over these gigantic boulders. Now, once we got up to Sapphire Lake, it was starting to become pretty apparent that our loop was not going to be completed. We could see that our route getting up to Kelmia Pass from Sapphire Lake would be somewhat treacherous and a little bit more snowy than we anticipated. So we headed back to camp, loaded up our gear, headed back the way we came, and camped near our river crossing, which we would attempt in the morning. So alright, we made it to camp, and it is still light up. We have an awesome campsite / camp spot. Aki splitting wood like a madman. We had a pretty awesome day up at the lake today. And I think tomorrow it's going to be a early crossing of the creek and a long descent up and down, and probably camping at the trailhead. So it's morning 4, and it's about 6 or 7:30 in the morning. And look where we are again.
gonna be cold.
We're gonna have a brisk little morning dip on our way back to the trailhead. Lucas is excited. I'm gonna have to take my pants off, I think. So we just finished having a nice little lunch break. We did the crossing just fine and went and had lunch at Alpine Creek at that junction, and now we are heading back up, and it is steep as fuck. Somewhere between 1,700 and 2,200 feet up to the top of the ridge.